The information in this video is provided for informational and educational purposes only. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Morale Monologue. My name is Michael Morale. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, and the subject involves combination therapies. There's a lot of talk within the SMA community now that we have three viable treatments for SMA. We have Spinraza, we have Zolgensma, and now we have Evrysdi. And there's a lot of questions being asked as to whether or not there's going to be a combination therapy between one or two of these treatments that we already have. SMA News Today posted an article on their website, which I'll also link in the description of this video. So after you watch my video, make sure that you go down and click on the link and read the entire article for yourself. But in this article, it talks about why we probably won't see a combination therapy between Evrysdi, Spinraza, and Zolgensma. But in about another year, year and a half, possibly 2 years, Scholar Rock is probably going to get approval, or at least we hope and pray they are, for their viable treatment that they're working on called SRK-015. And this is a muscle-targeted therapy. It's actually the first muscle-targeted therapy that's being developed. So we do believe that there may be a chance at a combination therapy with SRK-015 and one of the other three that we already have. And again, I go into great detail as to why we think this is going to happen. And I think after you watch my video, you'll be as excited as I am. Because by having a combination therapy, maybe something that works on the cellular level and then something that works on the muscular level, this may be the answer to a lot of our prayers. So please take a moment and listen to a word from our sponsor, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the video that I put together, and I'll also give you my final thoughts. Thank you.
This vlog is made possible by a sponsorship from Genentech. Are you living with SMA, or are you a caregiver for someone who is? A new treatment has just been FDA approved based on studies of different types of people living with SMA. Genentech extends a special thanks to all of the individuals, families, and healthcare providers who participated in the studies that led to making this new treatment option a reality. To learn more about this new treatment, visit approvedforsma.com.
Okay, so the name of the article that I'm going to be reviewing is entitled Muscle and Combo Therapies Likely Next Focus for SMA, Experts Say. While it's not a very long article to review, it's chock full of information, so be sure to pay attention, because I think after we finish, you'll be as excited as I am with regards to what's in store for those of us with SMA. Let's move into the article. In this portion of the article, I'm going to be discussing a couple of paragraphs. The first and second paragraphs state the following. Treatment combinations, including future muscle-targeted therapies, are part of what likely lies ahead for spinal muscular atrophy, according to experts in the SMA community. In separate interviews with SMA News Today, Richard Finkel and Laurent Servais, neurologists who worked on trials of all approved SMA therapies, as well as Karen Chen, the SMA Foundation CEO, discussed what's on the horizon for SMA. It goes on to review the three disease-modifying therapies that are approved in the U.S. for patients with SMA: Spinraza, otherwise known as nusinersen, by Biogen; Zolgensma, by Novartis and Avexis; and Evrysdi, otherwise known as Risdiplam, by Genentech, which is a subsidiary of Roche. Each one of these therapies target the disease's underlying cause, which is a deficiency in the SMN protein, and while SMN is found in virtually every cell in the body, our motor neurons tend to be highly dependent on this SMN, because without it, SMN becomes less functional and eventually dies without it. While the majority of us already know this information, this is the basis of what I'm going to be discussing next. Okay, so let's move on to the next part of the article. In this section of the article, I'm going to be reading the second, third, and fourth paragraphs to you, because this will be the basis on why combination therapies may be the answer to our disease. While the gene therapy Zolgensma delivers a healthy copy of the SMN1 gene to cells, both Spinraza and Evrysdi treat the disease by targeting SMN2, a gene that can partly compensate for the loss of SMN1-derived SMN protein. A single administration of Zolgensma is expected to promote a sustained production of SMN in cells that do not divide into new cells, like motor neurons, and as such are less likely to lose the newly introduced gene. But this therapy can only be given once due to the body's natural production of antibodies against the viral vector that's used to deliver the gene. For this reason, Spinraza or Evrysdi may be natural combinations with Zolgensma for SMA patients, Chen said. It's important to fully understand the last paragraph that I read to you, when it stated that Zolgensma could only be given once due to the body's natural production of antibodies against the viral vector that's used to deliver the gene. Think about it like this. With the COVID-19 virus, researchers know that after you've successfully recovered from this virus, your body starts to build antibodies, which are a way the body could fight it if you happen to get this virus again. These antibodies are naturally produced by the body, and if Zolgensma was given repeatedly, the body would start to build antibodies against Zolgensma, which would then fight against this particular therapy. While the majority of us were hopeful that Evrysdi could be used as a combination therapy along with Spinraza or Zolgensma, there are a couple of contributing factors that lead researchers and medical professionals to agree that this type of combination would not be useful for those of us that are currently taking one of these other treatments. Since both Evrysdi and Spinraza both address the protein deficiency in the SMN2 gene, this makes them believe that a combination of both of these treatments would not show any additional benefit. And while each of these therapies are beneficial in and amongst themselves, combining the two would not only be ineffective, it would also be cost prohibitive. Okay, so let's move on to the next part of the article, because this is where those of us with SMA can start to get excited about a future combination therapy. A new treatment by Scholar Rock, known as SRK-015, may be our next great hope with regards to a combination therapy. The following 6 paragraphs are proof to my last statement, and these words are from Karen Chen, PhD, the SMA Foundation CEO, and Dr. Richard Finkel. Treatments that act specifically on muscle, including those intended to prevent the production of myostatin, a molecule that suppresses muscle growth, may well be the next big area in SMA, Chen said. Such therapies may be quite important for older patients with milder forms of SMA, as they can increase function through targeting the muscle. One such potential treatment, known as SRK-015 by Scholar Rock, is currently being evaluated in type 2 and 3 patients in a phase 2 clinical trial called Topaz. As for the SMA Foundation, its CEO said her group's near-term focus is on muscle-targeted therapies fairly well along in clinical trials, while longer-term goals favor regenerative medicine now in preclinical testing. Finkel is also quite eager to see Topaz's results and whether this type of treatment provides added benefits to those targeting SMN. He also expects more SMA therapies aimed at supporting muscle, and more types of these therapies to come along. Academic investigators at places like Harvard and Stanford are really working on a way to transplant stem cells or regenerate neurons, so there might be a possibility for the regeneration of lost motor neurons, which does not happen naturally. We're kind of exploring that, but it's still very early days, Chen said. I'm hopeful. I'm a positively hopeful person. I see a silver lining. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got some information out of it that you can use as well. We have a lot to look forward to in the coming years. 5 years ago we had nothing, and given the fact that we've had 3 viable treatments developed for our disease in the past 3 or 4 years, I just see such a brighter future. And now that they're going to be targeting more muscle-based therapies in the future, it really brings a lot of excitement to the SMA community, and I hope you're as excited as I am. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode of the Morale Monologue, give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the SMA News Today YouTube channel. We would greatly appreciate it. Remember, when you do subscribe to the channel, be sure to click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified of any new videos that we produce. We at SMA News Today hope all of you have had a fantastic day. Do me a favor this upcoming week. do something for yourself that's going to make you a better person. Until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.